Hey, Doug, what's going on, man?
I'm good. Good. How about you, Wade?
I'm doing really well. I'm doing really well. Thanks for joining me on this little chat.
Not a problem. I look forward to getting some insights.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really curious to learn more about the ROI expert and the ROI machine you guys have going on there.
Yeah.
Specifically because both of us have restaurant clients, and marketing has always been a challenge. So I really wanted to learn a little bit about high level first, maybe your background, and then we'll kind of dive into what you guys do for restaurants.
Yeah, actually, well, for me, I worked in radio for 27 years. Started at the ground floor, was on air, you name it, I did it, even working at the transmitter site at 2 in the morning, trying to get the station back up on the air. And after a number of years of being on air and doing a lot of it behind the scenes, I got into the sales end of it and just learned along the way. Had a lot of people help me, nurture, grow, read this book, do this, do this. So a lot of it was just actually on the streets, learning, doing what's right, doing what's wrong, and worked in small market, worked up to a larger market here in Cincinnati, became a sales manager over 4 stations. And essentially radio was really all I knew. I did it for well over half my life. And Matt Plapp, who started this company and created the ROI Engine, Matt and I have known each other for about 20 years. We were friends back when we sold radio. So seeing him grow this company, create this platform, it was enough of an interest to where I leapt out of the radio world into the digital world. And I like to joke, it's like I went from the prehistoric age to the 23rd century in a time warp, going from mass media where the data analytics, the having a customer database, all the insights that social media and the digital world can provide now. 8, 9 months ago, I really didn't know a whole lot about it. So I came on board. It's been a crash course. It's been a lot of fun. But it's also really intriguing for what you can do with customers now in this digital space. So going from radio to where I am now, after 27 years, it's been an 8-month kind of flying by the seat of my pants. But that's where I'm at now, and we're having a lot of success. We're getting clients, and the ROI engine itself is growing. We work with restaurants, the bulk here in the States, but we also have clients over in the UK. We have clients up in Canada. So it's starting to grow worldwide, which again is something that the internet and digital allows you to do. It's not just in your own little world anymore. Now everything's worldwide.
Excellent, excellent. I like that. I like that shift from radio, one completely different type of marketing, advertisement, media, to really helping out a very niche audience in this like restaurant world. So what specifically are you guys, if you could sum it up maybe very simply, what do you guys specifically help restaurants to do, I guess, in terms of marketing and ROI?
Well, there's really 3 ways for restaurants to create revenue. It's new customers or / get their current customers to come back more often.
Right.
You want to increase tickets. So if they're coming in and they're spending an average of say $10, if you can get them to spend 12 or 13 bucks, that's one of the best ways to really drive sales. So it's really new customers, returning customers, increase average ticket, and just get them to come back one or a couple times more often, really. Where like pizza chains, we do a lot with pizza restaurants, and most of the pizza restaurants say that a good customer comes in anywhere between 20 to 24 times a year. So 2 times a month, every other week. Well,
Right.
you can get that person who comes in 2 times a month to come in 1 extra visit a month. They already know, like, and trust you. You've already got the acquisition cost. They're already a customer. So you're not really marketing to find that new person. They're already
Right.
there. You can get that additional 12 visits or even 6 visits, and they're spending an average of say $20. Great. You just got an extra $120. Multiply that out by the number of customers you have, and that's an easy way to do it. So that's what we really help restaurants focus on is those 3 elements, but it's also building a database and nurturing those people, because traditional marketing, like where I came from in the radio world, was you spend money and you hope to get sales that month. So
Yeah.
in $5,000, maybe you got some business. If you want to do it again, you got to go back and rent that audience again. That's TV, cable, billboards, television, you name it. But
Right.
what we do is have them build a database so that when they want to tap into that, they can tap into it anytime they want.
Got it. So in other words, like, and I get that, you know, the kind of traditional media advertising, whether it be social media, billboards, or otherwise, is creating an exposure and maybe some increase in traffic, but not necessarily conversions. So I guess one of the probably the biggest challenges that restaurants face in terms of marketing is not just like spray and pray media, but how are they supposed to track all of this very valuable information so that they, like you said, can create a database? How do they do that?
Well, the biggest mystery of any type of marketing has been, is it working? That's one of the questions anybody who's in marketing or in sales, they'll ask, well, great, I just spent or invested this, did it work? One of the cool things about what we do is being able to help track this through the platform Matt created. We're able to see, okay, what are they spending for marketing? What are the customers spending? We're able to show what an acquisition cost is. So every time we spend X, we know we're getting somebody to come in and spend Y. And that's really the nuts and bolts of what makes the overall platform unique, is that you can track it. You can finally see, is my marketing working? And does it work every time? No. But the cool thing is, looking at the numbers, if something's going a little bit slower, we have now the ability to fix it. Where if you're not able to track it, you have no idea. You have no idea what to tweak, what to adjust, what to fix, anything.
Right.
One of the things, being able to go back to restaurant clients and say, hey, look, this offer or this idea doesn't seem to be working. Why don't we tweak this? Or maybe we have, clients will say, my ideal customer is a 30-year-old male, but for some reason, all the different marketing that we're doing and the people interacting with their social media seems to be a 30-year-old female. Well, you know what? Maybe we kind of shift our focus a little bit to try to interact with the people who seem to be more know, like, and trust what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. And actually, that's interesting, because like when you think of what you said before, being able to go back and tweak. I've had conversations with restaurant owners and GMs and marketing people, and they find, depending on like the service or platform they're trying to advertise on, they don't necessarily own that data, and so they don't always get a clear snapshot at what the ROI is. And so they're just really throwing money out there and hoping for a lot. So I like this. So I guess, so then would you say that you then believe marketing should not be just a campaign focused short-term type of thing? This should be a long-term play, essentially.
Well, yeah, it should. And there's really two different schools on this. And this, whether with mass media or whatever else, you have a lump of businesses, and I use the mattress industry as an example. Most mattress companies, if it's President's Day, 4th of July, Arbor Day, Memorial Day, they have sales. Well, they're only advertising when it's a sale. Therefore, they're only going after the people that are really at the center point of this bullseye, that are maybe in the market to buy right now. That's a lot of people will do advertising where, hey, I'm going to run 2 weeks out of the year, or they do every other month. The other side of it, there's a company which is here in the Cincinnati area. They're actually in like 9 states, but they're called the Original Mattress Factory. And I use them as an example because they advertise 52 weeks out of the year. They never advertise a sale. Their whole thing is a side-by-side comparison of them and the main competitors. And their point is, hey, look, if you need a new mattress, come and check us out. And their head of marketing many, many years ago, they were a client of mine in radio, which really kind of helped the light bulb go on over my head. He said, Granted, most people will buy a mattress every 8.5 years or whatever it is, but you never know. They could have a kid move back home. They could have grandma come live with them. They just need another mattress. If all you're focusing on is the sales and you only advertise 5-6 times out of the year, you're missing the greater opportunity. So they're out there all the time creating consistency. So when somebody thinks of needing a mattress, they are top of mind. That's the type of marketing concept that I like, where it is consistency. And it's not just one size fits all either. There's a place for radio, there's a place for TV, there's a place for billboards. It all should work together. Where if you're putting all your eggs in one basket and you're just doing spotty hit and miss, you're not in it for the long haul. Where you're consistently keeping your name out there, consistently being able to talk to people, where this database comes into play, and you're doing it all correctly, that's where long-term success comes in.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So what do you, from working with restaurant clients and kind of helping them to identify these challenges and being able to put in place a new data, like a database for them to continue to tweak and track, is there like one or two things that you hear from time to time from clients pretty consistently that's like, whoa, I can't believe this happened, I can't believe I discovered this, something that maybe that their database kind of points out for them?
Yeah, I think one of the neatest things, though, is with social media now, and obviously Facebook's still the 800-pound gorilla, being able to know more about your customers than ever before.
Right.
Like for example, like with the database, with what we do, being able to know if someone likes a specific menu item, if they eat at your restaurant during lunch or dinner or both, if they're married or single, do they have kids, what's their favorite dessert, things like that, so that when you're talking to them or you're trying to market to them, you're able to specify, here's an ad or an offer or a concept that's family night. Family night Tuesdays. Tuesday nights are typically slow in the restaurant world. Great. Well, here's a group of people who we know, they've told us they have kids, they like your place for dinner, they love your spaghetti, and you're going to do a family night. Only those people are going to see that ad, as opposed to sending a family night ad out to a group of 21-year-olds who are in college. They have no interest in family night, and vice versa. If you're going to send a college night out to someone like me who's 48, married, my wife's going to go, yeah, right. You're going to be the old guy in the bar.
Grow up, Doug.
Exactly. So where email, and email has a place, but where email back in 10, 15 years ago, when it was really in a big heyday, people weren't segmenting it out. And that kind of ruined it, where email had such high open rates before. Now open rates, you're lucky if you're getting 10%. It's because one size doesn't fit all. And that's really where the database, and when we're talking to restaurants, to be able to go, hey, look, you have a new product launch. I have one client right now, it's a pizza chain down in Arkansas, and he's getting ready to launch new products in January. And he sent over a list of them. So we go, great, this product is a lot like what you already have on the menu. It's a little tweak. Well, here's a group of people who said they like this. So let's target this new menu item to these people, because they already have the propensity to like it, as opposed to some big giant umbrella, because now you can target. And where a lot of these restaurant owners and clients that are used to more traditional type marketing, they've never had that before. And some of them, yes, they do Facebook, they do social media, but they're not really doing it in depth. And when you start showing them what the capabilities are, that's usually something that just blows them away. And they're like, holy cow, okay, so we can really do this. Yeah, you can segment who sees what and talk to them in terms of them.
I like it. I like it. A much more efficient tool for marketing. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, this has been great. I think this is quite valuable for restaurants. Of course, they probably would want to learn a little bit more about this, how they can apply this to their own business. If they wanted to work with you or learn more, like where would they find you guys?
Easiest place you can go to, it's mattplapp.com, mattplapp.com. That's a nice general overview of everything that we do. And if they reach out there, they'll be able to get a hold of us if they have any additional questions.
Very nice. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Doug. I really appreciate the time, man.
Thanks, Wade. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.